Finally, winter. It only took most of the winter to get here, but finally, days and days, 2 or 3 days of straight snow, about 10 more days on the horizon. I love it. So I came out today to a local area, and I am the only person out here. It starts to snow and people hunker down. It starts to snow, I go outdoors. I love it. So my focus today, by the way, getting down that slope right there, walking back up and down like 3 or 4 times with this camera, not fun. A little sketchy, and I'm by myself. A little sketchy. Anyway, moving forward. Today I'm out here just to try to find some compositions out in this park. I've been out here before. I've been out here one time in the winter, and it didn't look like this. It wasn't snowing. It had snowed. The snow was kind of melting. I've been out here a couple times in the spring just to walk through the forest. So I thought I'd come out today and see what catches my interest. I have really no idea. I do know that I am looking for something in the forest here. Trees, I don't know, some of these icy cliffs. We'll see. Just whatever catches my interest today. I'm kind of thinking today, since it's snowing, the colors are muted, it's looking like a black and white kind of day. But who knows? We'll see. Let me get going. Wandering around up here in this gorgeous winter day, I've come across, and I think you can kind of see it there. I'll pan to it in a minute. Look at these 2 dead trees. I'm assuming they're dead. They look kind of dead, but they're just sitting, both of them, up on top of these rocks. Now, really sketchy to be able to get in here. I can't, and then behind me I could get up high, but it's all icy rock. So there's one choice here. Shoot it from here. And I'm going to take out the long lens, the 50-140, and the idea I have with this is I've been walking around these 2 trees to try to get them isolated in the back, so there's really nothing behind them except for that white sky. And we don't have a tremendous amount of excellent foreground here, which is not really needed with the long lens, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to frame this into a 1x1, a square. And I think it'll work great. There's this one little piece there's a branch that's kind of sticking out there, and I can't seem to work around it, but after walking around a bit, I think this is my spot, and I'm gonna shoot it. So let me get set up. Okay, now that I'm set up and I've played with this for a minute, I just wanted to say a couple of things. Number one, it's starting to really snow. It's just, I could be at home, sitting in my bed, watching soccer, doing something that would never match this. Gorgeous. So after messing around with this composition, I'm kind of settled on a 4x5 crop, but I'm gonna shoot it in portrait, and then I'm gonna shoot one in landscape, and I'll play around with it later in the computer, see which one works better, see if I can get the 1:1 crop. That's how I see it. But you know, sometimes how you see it here doesn't necessarily work on the computer later, but usually it does. So just absolutely beautiful. And the other point to this is right now I'm filming on my 16-55, and I have the 50-140 here in XT3 filming, XT3 shooting. These things are, you know, if you're not a Fuji shooter, that's fine. I used to be a Canon shooter, then I shot Sony. It doesn't matter. As long as you have a camera that shoots great images, which most cameras do nowadays, and that are weather sealed. And these things, these Fujis are very rugged. I don't worry about them whatsoever in this type of weather. And these lenses especially, they just, I've shot them in the rain, tons of time in the snow, in the heat of the summer. It does not matter. I mean, right now it's like 12 degrees, and it just doesn't, they don't hiccup, they don't falter. And so I did take off the 14 because that's not weather sealed, and I don't know, when it starts really dumping like it is now, you shoot this photo so that you can see it. And you know, the snow started to let up just a little bit, and I thought, oh, that drone's coming out. Yes, it is. And now it's just dumping. But as I wandered down the way down there a little bit, there's a canyon, and I'm going to pick out a couple of images with the long lens here across the canyon. It's gorgeous. So I just don't know. We'll see. But it's, for me, and you'll see in a minute, gorgeous. Let's get this shot. So you saw there's just a couple of pans of this canyon in here. Really beautiful. Actually, I wish I knew how to get down inside of it, but I don't know. There's probably a way. I ain't trying it right now. But, and then there's lots of places to walk along there, but right now I'm just going to be focused on here and try to pick out just a couple of little details out of this canyon. There's some trees way on the far edge over there. I don't know. I'm just going to kind of peek around with the camera right now, zoom in, and see what I can find. Hunting around, I think I've got a couple of options here. There's a couple of interesting things going on out here. It's amazing what happens when you throw the long lens on, you know, because as I'm looking through here, I see a couple of little details up on the hill, but I can't really tell. They're so far away. So throw this on there and dial in, and there's some compositions to be had. So there's this, and I don't know if you can see it, but you certainly will see it after I took the photo here. Up on the hill, there's a tree that's kind of leaning out, and it's being framed by these other trees on the side. And so it's kind of a nice composition. There's these steps of rocks leading up to it, and then it's hanging out, and it's being framed by these other trees. And honestly, the only way you get this picture is from right here with a long lens. I have the lens all the way at 140 millimeters, which on a full frame is about 210 millimeter. And you know, I think it's at f11, which I shoot it at f11, between f8 and f11, and I know it'll be a nice shot. So I'm excited to get that. And then I'm going to get, there's a dead tree that's just kind of being framed over there on that cliff, and it's either that or there's a tree right next to it. I'm going to look in and find the details of there after I take this photo. And finally, I think I'm going to take like not a very big pano, just wide enough just to get the crevice of that. There's the canyon down here, and then there's that crack of another canyon leading up the hill there. So I kind of want to get that angular crack of the canyon leading up. The only way I can get it is with a panorama. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of those shots, and I'll throw them up right now. Well, I hope you liked those photos. And I'm gonna take one more photo. It's getting late and I'm getting cold. I've been out here for hours wandering in this absolute beautiful place, but it's getting cold and I'm getting cold. So I got one more trick up my sleeve today though. I got that ice this ice right here, and I'll pan to it right now. This ice, what I'm going to do is, I've got, for the 50 to 140 lens, I have a little trick. Let me show you. So, the 50 to 140 lens, I have I think they call it a macro tube. It's the little tube that screws onto the end of the lens and turns this into a macro lens. So, and it's quite a nice macro lens, gonna be honest with you. Hard to focus, but it's nice. So, that little lens here, a little bit closer. This little tube right here. It's the MCEX16. So, you know, when I see little details like that, I can't resist, and the shapes and the ice, and there's some moss in behind it to creating an interesting color. So I'm gonna shoot that, get one intimate shot. So I've kind of done quite a few things today. I got the trees on the hill. I got the long lens out and did quite a few shots with the long lens, and I'm still working with the long lens. You know, I bagged the long lens in my last video when I was at Farragut. If you want to see that video, I shot primes only in that video. I'll put the link up here for you guys. Anyway, I bagged the long lens, shot that, and it's like I missed it or something, you know, because it's been on my camera pretty much all day today. So it's just, I love the creativity that it allows, the flexibility that it allows. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that shot. I'm gonna focus in on it. I'll throw up the shot when I'm done. I really do hope that you have liked the photos today. And today was just really a stroll in the woods in this winter, absolute winter picturesque park of northern Idaho. And it was just me getting out and sharing my joy of photography and the great outdoors with you today. So if you like my content, you like the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and I will definitely see you on the next one.